Today I want to show you the LocalLion 75 plus 10 liter adventure style backpack. To start off with, I want to show you kind of how it looks on the body, and then we're going to go through some of the features of it. It has tons and tons of storage space and pockets, as well as some other things I'd like to show off. Now I'm a 5'10", 5'9", somewhere in there, and as you can see, it seems to fit me really well, straight out of the box, or the bag I should say, straight out of the bag. But it has lots of ways to adjust it, so we'll look those over as well. Extremely comfortable though, very well padded bag. Initial impressions of it are that I'm extremely happy with it. It feels really good, and I think that I can pack all my gear plus a bunch into this. And I just want to start at the top of the bag and kind of work my way down. At the very top of this bag, you have two webbing straps that have a quick release buckle on them that you can use to strap on a sleeping pad or some other piece of gear that you're okay with having on the outside. I first thought that this was almost made out of something that was kind of like a oh, I just lost the word, like a tent material. It's a very heavy duty material. After looking at the bag instructions or the specifications, it is a nylon, but it feels almost like a canvas. It is a water resistant material, very heavy duty. Back to the bag though, it does have also at the top quite a bit of mollie webbing to be able to attach your gear onto, and then we'll get into the harness last, but I want to show you. You have two zippered compartments that face your neck right on the top of the bag, so you can have things stowed away there or even down there. It's kind of a small compartment, but I would think something like your map, orienteering stuff, first aid kit, anything that you want to be able to get to really quick. Poncho maybe would go really well right there. And then, I don't know if you can, hopefully you can see this. I'm trying to look at the bag while doing this and get it all in frame. But it does have some shock cord or bungee material of some sort along the edge of this top enclosure that will help it to cinch down really well. And then if you pop these two buckles here, and hopefully you can see it again because there's all kinds of buckles and ways to attach gear on this bag. You have your main inside compartment. It is a traditional tube style bag, but it's huge, and the way that they can say that it's a 75 plus 10 is that as is it's 75, but they give you 10 extra liters of bag that can be extended out, which I think is really neat, especially if you're packing away something that will collapse as time goes on, or a disposable food supplies, things of that nature. You can easily cinch this down and it'll shrink a little bit down to what you need. It does have a drawstring enclosure at the top, and this feels to be a definitely a nylon, but waterproof interior. If we open that up, I don't know if I can hopefully get this in, but it is a metal frame, and the metal frame is removable, which is really nice. adds a lot of structure, a lot of rigidity to the bag itself. I've had some other bags that have an internal frame like that, but it's out of some sort of a plastic, and it just doesn't have that same feel to it, where this is still really light, but a very durable, very durable internal frame. It does have an extra inside pouch at the bottom. Unfortunately, I can't get the camera in there so you can see it, but would work great for a sleeping pad to fit in there. But all around, it's a huge compartment. For now, we're just going to kind of stuff that back down in there and move on. You can also cinch up the outside of the bag if you want to keep it kind of on the small side. Small being, again, 75 liters, so not really small, but you can just cinch up the top of the bag that way. Moving down the bag on each side, it is the same on both sides. You have these tactical style side pockets that are quite deep and have a zipper that doesn't just unzip on one side, but it unzips a quarter of the way down one side and across the top, and a quarter of the way down the other side. So it gives you quite a bit of quick, easy access down into the top there. Again, you have the same on both sides. Underneath that, you have some dead space here, but I'll show you later why that is. On the very back, you have this loop, which at first I was a little confused, and granted I'm a new packer, but this is actually for your trekking poles, which I think is an excellent addition. So that's one thing I always had trouble with, trying to attach my poles to other bags. I had to stick them on sideways, lash them on, various things, so it's really nice that they include that as a really quick, easy way to get them on the bag. Underneath that, there's a single zippered pouch on the back, again for a place to store items that you want to get to really quick. Again, something like maybe a first aid kit, whatever you want to put there. And on the bottom, a lot of the bags that I've seen have a suspension or a loop system on the very bottom that kind of hangs down around your butt. And I like the way that they've done it. Instead, they actually stick it out, so it actually sticks out a little bit away from your back and keeps more of the weight of the pack up, where it's more comfortable, in my opinion. It also gives you a lot more room on these straps for bigger things like a tent and what have you. But if you open those up, you have access to the bottom, about the bottom quarter of the bag. Sorry, I had to cut there for a minute. My dog got a little loud. But if you undo those straps on the bottom here, you have access to the bottom quarter of your bag, which a lot of people use for their sleep systems. They use it for a place to store your sleeping bag, and I think it's plenty big enough for a summer or 3-season bag. I don't know if it's quite big enough for my giant down bag, but if you unzip that, and you want to be a little careful. I seem to have caught the zipper up on the inside of the bag here. So you want to be a little careful about that. Which I'm actually quite surprised on, because the rest of the time when I was looking over this bag, these zippers worked really well. But I probably didn't pack this away right. You want to keep an eye on that. Is you got caught on this bottom part here. that hangs down. But this is another cinch string access to the main compartment. So if you've packed something on the bottom, you have quick, easy access to it. You don't have to rifle through the rest of the pack. Again, I would be careful with the zipper, as you could see that it did kind of get caught up on that. And that could easily just be, again, something that I did kind of funny or screwy. But there's plenty of room down there for a good-sized sleeping bag. And flipping it around, I want to show you that these are by far the best padding that I've seen on a bag for lumbar support. I have a history, unfortunately, of kidney stones, so that's always been a sore spot, no pun intended, for me. And so I love the idea, and to see that they have included this great padding on here. It also has, of course, your large webbing and a very large heavy-duty buckle to go around your lumbar region. You also have the same kind of padding up in your back. It's a very good wicking airflow kind of an idea that I love. It's extremely comfortable, like I said. And this also has the only thing that bag I've ever seen that has this is if you undo these clasps on the side, you can actually pull this lumbar support completely out of the bag. And in fact, along those same lines, let's see, you've got this Velcroed section right here between the shoulder blades, that if you pull it up, and hopefully you can see it, you can pull this whole thing down and actually detach the shoulder straps as well, so it becomes more like a duffel style bag. It does not have a handle on the back, so that would be kind of awkward, but what this is more meant for, I believe, is you can adjust the size or the location of the shoulder straps down for younger children, which is where I think this bag would really excel in, and a really nice feature that I wasn't expecting. But you can adjust it down for a smaller framed person or up. In fact, you can adjust it up quite a bit even from where it's at, because as you see, there are two more clips up here where you can undo this and actually raise the arm straps up higher on the bag. Great added bonus. You also have a couple of extra places to tie off some gear, some more mollie webbing on the front, which seems to be fairly standard on most bags. You do have some D-rings on the front also, on your shoulder straps. And you have a chest strap here with an included emergency whistle buckle, which I also thought was kind of a neat idea. I know they tell you should always have a whistle on you, and I've never thought to pick one up. But carrying this bag now, you're covered. You've got that. All in all, I can't say enough about this bag. I'm really excited to be able to use it. Again, it's very heavy duty. I think it'll hold up really well to the elements. It'll hold up really well to any of my camping needs and be as much bag, if not more bag, than I need. I don't know that I'll ever necessarily need to extend to the extra 10 liters, but it's nice to know that I've got it there just in case. It's always good to have it in case of an emergency. And I think this is the perfect bag for beginners or for youngsters getting into the sport of hiking, backpacking, etc., because this bag will be able to grow with them quite easily. It's a very adjustable